can't even get the hip gyration. Alright. Pick a different song. Look how smoky the Smoky Mountains are. Welcome back to the Drew Show. You didn't even look at the mountains.
I saw the mountain.
You didn't say a thing. You were busy gyrating.
Well, Megan Trainor was speaking to me.
Yes. But look, it almost
That
looks
is actually beautiful.
Isn't it amazing?
Is it like icy up there?
That's what I'm not
it is.
sure. I'm not sure if it's just the fog or if there's ice on the trees. We are lucky though because it's not icy here. So we can keep driving.
Girl.
Yeah. And that's not snow. I think those are rocks. For a minute I thought it was snow patches.
Facebook. On the mountain up here, it's rocks, not snow.
That's a legitimate thing to be wondering about. I'm just saying.
True.
Just saying. Anyway. We're back.
Part 4.
We had some connectivity issues. God bless Heather. We didn't mean to hang up on her, but it was a little bit mountainy. That may happen again because pretty much everywhere between here and there is mountains.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. We'll keep you posted. What's up?
So what's new? What's going on? What's happening?
Okay, I'm gonna do the chapstick commercial now. Before I forget. Or do you want to talk about work stuff? And then we can have something fun to talk about.
I mean, we could talk about work stuff and then go into a commercial.
Let's do that. We
Okay.
can break for commercial.
Okay, which topic? We have topics.
We thought about it.
Okay.
Be prepared.
Open with song and dance routine. Check.
This is the best.
Your storage is full.
I don't need storage. It's Facebook Live. I don't need storage.
Which one do we want to discuss? Volunteering
I
at your association and knowing the people that you work with?
Okay. You want to talk about that? Why it's important? Tell the people. Now, so not everybody knows because some of these are my people and they don't really give a rat's ass what you've been up to. So they don't know that you are super duper amazingly active at all levels of the Realtor Associations. And this year you are...
I am the president-elect for the Fredericksburg Area Association of Realtors at my local level. And then I am the chair of the National Association of Realtors Young Professional Network Advisory Board.
Woohoo!
Along with a myriad of other
things. There are other things. But those are like the big ones.
Correct.
Yes.
So I'll be president next year of my local association.
And we are so excited.
Dun dun dun!
You're going to do amazing stuff. And it's going to be awesome to see. So, obviously, participating is super important. And so if we were talking to especially newer, I think that it's one of those things that just about anybody could probably benefit from knowing about. But particularly newer agents might want to know why it's important to volunteer.
So I could just share my story. So when I got started 10 years ago, the moment that I came back from passing my test, the great Gail Pidman said to me, congratulations, okay, tomorrow is the state legislative conference. We're going to go down on the Hill tomorrow. You're coming with me. Also, you need to figure out what committee you're going to join at FAR. FAR being the Fredericksburg Area Association of Realtors. And I was brand new, license not even back, and I was like, okay. So she got me in right away. But as I was questioning everything, because that's what I do, she said, this is your association. You're paying your dues, but you have to give it back. I didn't have a say at that point. But she said, you will figure it out along the way, but just starting and getting in, you have no clue what's going on. The test that we take really doesn't tell you anything about the actual industry or how to be a realtor. So getting involved...
But if you want to measure how many inches are in an acre,
or
You're good
meets
to
and
go.
bounds.
Yes.
So going to the association, meeting those realtors, a lot of the times the realtors that are there are usually seasoned great agents. It's great to make connections, meet people, ask questions, and it can be really helpful, and I like to pick people's brains and kind of figure out what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. So last year I went to the best conference ever. Like, seriously, that's what it's called. You should come.
Morris.
Yes, Morris Conference.
Hi, Maura.
It was amazing, and I had a ton of takeaways from that one. But relative to this, by the way, they have, I think, maybe a date for this year, so maybe you should plan on that. I believe it's still August, early August. Anyway, I'm not positive. Anyway. So Seth Price used the term, I believe it was Seth. I'm going to feel terrible if I'm misquoting and it was actually somebody else, but I believe it was Seth. He was talking about co-opetition. And regardless of who said it, the word was important, because I think agents look at each other as like opposing sides in a skirmish or something, and you're not opposing sides. You are two people working toward the same goal, which is transferring ownership of the property. Like, the goal is to make everybody happy, for everybody to, one person sells, the other person buys, and everybody lives happily ever after. You have to be able to work together to make that happen. So keeping your client's best interest in mind, having a good relationship with the other realtors around you is so incredibly important.
I mean, yeah, we've all had those deals where we've had the realtor on the other side who just right away kind of mean, if you will, and a little hard to deal with just from the beginning for no reason, just comes out of the gate, and they are frustrating. But when we have that deal with the realtor where we can call, pick up the phone and be like, hey, and actually have the real conversation, I mean, those are so much easier only because we're both helping our clients, but we're also being adults, human beings, and understanding that negotiations is not just...
It's just part of the process.
Yeah, and it's not someone winning, it's,
everybody winning.
Exactly.
Everybody being happy. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's so important. I think that gets lost a lot of times because most of us are also very type A, which makes us very hyper competitive, and so it's very easy to slip into that, like that's the enemy kind or mindset, but that's not the case at all. So I guess the big takeaway is, and we talked about this, gosh, what was Matt's last name? He did a session yesterday afternoon. Look up in the thing. It was one of the last sessions yesterday. I can't think of what his last name is. He was super nice. He's a songwriter, and he's in the Nashville market, and he's friends with Troy. None of that helps you, but
Do you
he was.
remember what the session was on?
It was no.
Was it
if
Matt Daly?
I think it was.
Yeah, Matt Daly. He was very nice.
Yeah, it was totally. Look, show the people Matt. There you go. Matt is so nice and very talented in a lot of different ways. But this conversation kind of came up in his session yesterday at bar camp. And he was, one of the things that he said, it was super funny. He was like, it makes it so much easier when you've got this good relationship with the agent on the other side of the transaction. So when the home inspection comes back, it's not like, stabbing knives at each other. You can just call him up and be like, hey, so about that sinking foundation. And it makes everybody happy. What are you doing?
I'm the only one watching right now.
You were the only one watching. We're not doing this for the people watching now. We're doing this for the people watching later.
Oh, hallelujah.
I learned that in a session yesterday, too. As a matter of fact, it might have been from Matt. Might have been that same session. We should probably friend Matt.
We should.
I'm sure he would love that. He will be super excited. Did you tell everybody about Matt's shoes? Matt had amazing shoes. I didn't realize how amazing. Drew knew how amazing they were.
Matt was wearing Yeezys.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough for that.
I just thought they were unusual. What would happen if I added you while you're sitting next to me?
I don't know.
Let's find out. Bring Drew on. so dumb. You're right there.
Do we have to do something?
I don't know. I sent you an invitation. Maybe you're too close. Oh, it says you can't. You can't bring Drew on.
Oh. Let's see if I can add.
You can't add yourself to my Facebook Live.
They asked to, yeah, because Valerie and Heather asked to add.
Okay, well you can ask, but I'm not gonna let you in.
Rude.
I just invited you twice. Facebook said no. Denied.
I don't have great signal.
Maybe that's why. Maybe Facebook only wants successful lives. I don't know.
So do you want to do your...
Ooh, let's talk about chapstick.
Yeah.
Are we done talking about... It seemed like there was something else we were going to talk about with that, but maybe not. I don't know. But get to know the other... Here's the point. Get to know the other realtors and get involved in your association. You don't have to spend your entire life volunteering, but you can show up every now and then and be a part of something bigger than yourself, and that's really important. And like, be like Drew.
Be better than Drew. But like in reality, one meeting a month that's maybe an hour is not too much. I know that we are all busy, we all have things to do, but 1 hour. But also within that 1 hour, you are giving back to your community. You are helping better your association. That can't be bad.
No, it can't be.
And if you are sitting on the sidelines as a realtor, or if you're in association with something else, and you're sitting on the sidelines, you are not involved, and you are sitting there complaining about something, and you think that it can be done better, or you can change something, get your tail in there. Mm-hmm. Now, the association is a large entity, so it may not change overnight, but you may have to be there for a little bit, but just understand that if you think you can do it better, get there.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Put your mouth where your money is.
Exactly.
That's right. That was fun. Yay.
So
Okay.
now we would like to think...
So here's the thing, guys. This will be the commercial part of our broadcast.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag
But
not
if they
sponsored.
want to...
But if they, yeah. Hey, Revers, are you there? Are you out there? This is the honest truth here. Somehow I was blessed to end up with 2 tubes of Boomtown chapstick. I don't know if you're Boomtown people out there, but it's a pretty fantastic product. Not for new people, because we just had a conversation about how new people don't need to have fancy bells and whistles because they need to be doing things by hand. But anyhow, but Boomtown is a great company, and there are great people that work there, and they have a fantastic product. And sometimes when they go places and do things, they give out some swag. And I have 2 tubes of Boomtown chapstick. And I'm telling you, it is, honest to goodness, some of the best chapstick I've ever had. Like,
Laura, why?
I am serious. I am partial to Burt's Bees myself. For whatever reason, like regular, like Blistex and chapstick and whatever, they make my lips dry. Like
Understood.
worse. I don't know, I hate it. So at my house we use Burt's Bees. But anyway, I had some of this in my purse, and I usually, when I pick up chapsticks at trade shows and stuff, I'll throw them in my purse, and that way if anybody ever says, oh hey, do you have any chapstick? I can like give them one, because I don't want their mouth on mine.
Hallelujah.
Just saying. So that's why I had this. Well, one day, for whatever reason, I couldn't find mine, and I needed some chapstick, so I went ahead and cracked it open. And it is wonderful. It's like, I don't know, vanilla mint or some nonsense.
Ooh.
But my mouth is all smooth and wonderful, and it doesn't dry it out like those cheapo, like, they must really invest in their swag. This is high class, high level swag. So anyway, and I actually picked this up. I don't have my hat. Rivers was at Genuine Hustle Raleigh last year. But I got this because he sent some stuff up to Lee Brown's boot camp, and this was in my swag bag from that. So just FYI, one way or another, there are lots of ways to procure yourself some Boomtown chapstick.
Also, I'm going to find Jim to get you.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is why we're on the road. We're taking this show on the road because of that. So anyway, I thought it was important to share that little bit of information because companies put a lot of money into their swag, and they should know that some people appreciate it and don't just throw it in a drawer. also, if you're listening and want to send me more, that's also okay. And maybe some for Drew.
I love a chapstick. I'm a Palmer's cocoa butter stick kind of guy.
They make a stick?
Yes, ma'am. Everyone thinks I'm putting glue stick on my mouth.
I did not know they made a stick, though.
Yeah, I should have one back here.
You should show us.
I love a chapstick.
It's not tinted. It's just plain.
Huh?
You want to smell it?
I absolutely do.
You can't.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
I know. This is what I'm saying. You can't put your mouth on it, but you can smell it. Yeah. It's really good stuff.
Complimentary water.
Dolphin killer. Look whose bag that came out of. It wasn't my bag.
I don't know where my lip chap is.
Ooh. We'll have to talk about this in our next session. Remind me to talk about that. We'll talk about that.
I don't know where it is. Ah. Do you want some Skittles?
I don't like Skittles.
Oh, well, there you go.
The rainbow can taste itself, frankly. I'm not into that.
All right. So apparently I don't have lip chap on me, and I carry around like 4 or 5 of them at a
You
time.
have so much crap in that bag.
Yeah, I do.
Is that a Moo business card holder?
Yeah.
How come yours? Wait, there it is. It was in that bag.
Oh, it is.
I have to do everything around here.
Palmer's cocoa butter. Everyone puts it on it goes, why are you putting glue stick on your mouth? Like, I would just pick up glue stick and put it on my lips.
So we could be so lucky.
But it is fantastic. It's not little, it's big. It's just cocoa butter.
That is seriously the size of an Elmer's.
Yeah, looks exactly like a glue stick. And I have Christine Kukas Branch to thank for this.
That smells like Easter candy.
It's cocoa butter.
I love it.
They used to carry this at CVS, which I just went back because I'm only down to like 4. I have one in my coat, I have one in here, I have one next to my bed, I have one on my desk at work. I usually carry one in my car in the winter, not in the summer because it will melt. We've all done that.
I was just coming up on that point. Friends, if you have not ever, let this be a lesson. Because if you leave a tube of chapstick in your car, now it used to be after about March, but given the way the weather is this year, it's going to be after about July. But even when it's not super hot outside, what the hell are you eating now?
My life's never gummy.
Oh my god.
Do you want one?
No. Even if it's not super hot, it gets even hotter in your car. And so you have a tube of chapstick in your car, and then it's hot, and you go to pop the lid off, and liquid chapstick sprays all over the dashboard of your car, and it's really hard to get off.
And it's really hot, and it hurts.
Bad. You would think it makes sense, but you don't really think about it until it happens to you. Don't let this happen to you. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from us. We're here.
Yes.
This is educational road tripping. What else?
Is that our hashtag?
No. I would not want anyone to accidentally think they might learn something. No.
Oh, this is a very important topic, and I'm glad that there's no one here to watch this currently live. Unless there is someone here that's live. If so, hi.
Amy Curtis was here a little bit ago.
You got a text message.
That's my friend Chris.
Hi, Chris.
He's not on Facebook.
Well,
He's only on Twitter.
The tweeter. So I have something really important to talk about. So,
Okay, this is going to be as much a surprise to you as it is to me.
So, I got my bladder size from my mother. So I pee approximately every 15 minutes. This current way that we're going home was the way that we would go visit my grandparents. So I have done this trip entirely too many times. But because of my mother, we have stopped at every rest stop from here to, or from Kentucky to Virginia. So, a while ago, after our Facebook Live went down, I was like, I gotta pee. And then I was like, oh, let me look up a rest stop. And Laura says, I don't go to rest stops. And I went, what?
Don't go to rest stops.
Is this a thing?
I'm not interested in getting murdered.
I mean, you could get murdered just as easily at an Exxon or
In a
Shell.
well-lit public area?
Have you never been to a rest stop?
I've been to a rest stop.
The rest stops in Tennessee are actually very nice.
Okay.
The ones in Virginia are also very nice.
Oh, by the way, we need to stop at one in Virginia because I want to take a picture with the love sign. But
You just go downtown
where is it downtown?
in Hurricane Park.
Oh crap, that's right.
But we can stop because we will pass quite a few.
We will pass some. It might even be light outside. But if I'm traveling by myself, since I drive everywhere because I don't do the flying, I don't want to pull over in this like dark creek because they never put them like next to the road. They're always like back in the woods. I'm not driving back in the
The
woods.
ones in Tennessee are actually back in the woods. The ones in Virginia are actually right on the side of the road.
Okay, only the 95 ones. The rest of them are back in the woods.
No.
Yes.
No.
I will show you when we get there.
Girl, I will show you when I get there.
No. I'm not driving back in the woods to like certain death. And there's like a stalker back there with an axe in the corner.
I am challenging us to stop at a rest stop and do a rest stop review.
OMG. Okay, so even if we do end up stopping at a rest stop for what it's worth, it will not be the same because I will have like this giant dancing man with me, which is not the same as traveling alone in the dark as a girl. So
are you saying we should start a business where we just employ giant dancing men to
Those are
be
the
traveling
Chippendales.
partners with...
You're describing the Chippendales.
I mean, I would
Just saying.
partake in that.
Just saying. We could have them perform at rest stops so people would feel safe.
Would that make you feel safe?
Not really, no. But it would make me feel entertained.
Well, hallelujah.
Yeah. No, that's silly. There are plenty of places, and generally, when we pull over for a bathroom break, you also have to like refuel. But first of all, literally, like you need a gas station because the rest of Earth doesn't need to stop every 37 miles to pee, and so you try to hold it until you get to where you're running out of gas, and you make the trip worth the time because you stop and you use the bathroom and you get snacks and you put gas in the car so you can make it the next 400 miles.
I mean, in theory, yes, that's beautiful. And yes, we would stop and get gas and take a rest stop.
They don't have gas at the rest stop.
I know, we would stop at a gas station, go to the bathroom, but we would also stop at rest stops in between.
Right. Tell the people, in the interest of full disclosure, we just stopped. We did not go to a rest stop in the woods, and we did not go to the nasty Marathon gas station that you found that was the only actual building existing at that exit where I drove right back onto the highway and didn't even slow down. And we didn't stop at the Phillips 66.
There was an Exxon and a Marathon.
Whatever. Tell the people where we peed.
So, we stopped at a barrel of crack, the Cracker Barrel.
This is a millennial thing. I did first world problems. We peed at the Cracker Barrel because we were afraid of the gas station.
She was afraid of the gas station.
That gas station was nasty.
Full disclosure, Laura did some shopping.
Listen.
And I had enough time to pee not once but twice.
He has a tiny bladder, and the lady couldn't find the price tag. It's not like I was shopping in the Cracker Barrel for 2 hours. I found some on sale shirts.
You got some shirts. You got some candles, some Iki candle products.
But it smelled really good. So I didn't get a cart.
Because they don't have them.
Probably.
That you can't get a basket. They'll give you a basket.
They did upsell me on a little reusable shopping bag, though.
Oh, but it is delightfully cute.
It is.
It has a cactus.
And it was only 60 cents. The ones at Walmart are like $1. That is pretty.
Walmart's the devil.
I have a million Walmart bags. I would rather, I think, apparently pay $1 for a reusable shopping bag because it, like, soothes the guilt over using plastic and killing the dolphins, Valerie. So I have a bazillion reusable shopping bags.
Girl, I go to real estate conferences, get 1,000 reusable bags, and I use those.
You know what? The only ones I ever get are the, like, papery cloth ones, and I don't like those. So I don't even get them anymore.
What do you like?
The ones like the one you had that are kind of plasticky.
Like that?
Yeah. don't know, they seem more durable.
Sure, Jan. Weather update. It just started sprinkling about 5 minutes ago.
Just a little. I'm a little concerned because these trees look like fall here. Like, I'm afraid the weather's going in reverse.
They're budding and they have leaves.
No, the green ones are leaves, sweetie. The brown ones are not. The brown ones are like the leaves came out too early and got their balls froze off.
No,
Now they're dead.
all the trees don't bloom at the same time.
I know. Those ones bloomed early. They were the early bloomers.
By the way, we have 3 people watching us. Hello, whoever is watching us.
Yes.
Happy Saturday. Saturday. Saturday?
I don't know. It might be.
Saturday.
Yay! Did you have to Google it?
No, I just looked at the day on my phone.
Buttermilk Road.
Buttermilk.
I have nothing else to say about that. I just thought it was a dumb road name.
Why is Buttermilk a bad name?
It's not a bad name. It was just a dumb name for a road.
Fun story about buttermilk. I bought buttermilk. I don't know. It's someday recently to make a Texas sheet cake that was so good.
You don't have to buy buttermilk for that. My mother-in-law makes the best Texas sheet cakes there are. And you can just use regular milk and lemon juice or vinegar.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to you or your mother-in-law, but I make the best Texas sheet cake there is, and the recipe I use
My
has
mother-in-law will be
buttermilk.
here in 3 weeks. We can have a sheet cake off.
I'm down. Back to my story. I had buttermilk that I bought for the Texas sheet cake, and Chris was making a hot tea, and he likes milk in his hot tea. So we went and grabbed milk out of the fridge, didn't look at what it was, and poured buttermilk into his hot tea. And it looked awful.
Yeah, that's kind of icky.
So we had to pour that out and make another mug of tea.
A cuppa?
A cup of tea.
A cuppa. Yeah.
Well, I got him a mug that's like this big. It's huge, and it's a big mug of tea.
We have
That's
a
what it
big
says.
mug like that, and I put soup in it.
That's nice. Can I tell you, we need to invent something to make eating soup easier? Because one
Crackers.
of my... What?
Crackers. That's what crackers are for.
No, like, I hate eating soup because you get like a little...
No, first
And
of
I'm
all,
like, I
there, will,
wanna
there will
eat-
be no slurping.
Chris slurps and it's irritating.
No. Well, you're going to have to break him of that very quickly
Like,
because
girl,
no.
it's been 7 years and I ain't gonna have it now.
Well, maybe you should send him to my house for a weekend. I'll fix it. Ask Jeff. He doesn't slurp anymore. But no, you put the crackers in the soup, and it like absorbs all the runny shit. The runniness. I've been trying real hard.
You've been doing great.
Anyway, by the way, Crystal, totally inferior to White Castle. I'm just saying we're not stopping at that.
I don't
point.
like either of them.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure that you're aware while it was in front of me and I could remember to tell you. Yeah, you put enough of the crackers in and it turns the soup into more like a casserole and then you can just eat it.
I'm not
And
interested.
there's no slurping involved.
Not interested.
Okay, you
But Chris
just said,
slurps.
I wish there was a way, and I'm giving you the way because you asked for it. What is this person doing?
Well, they're from Georgia, I think it is.
Oh,
So
heavens.
they're just lost.
Maybe.
I don't like this way. I want like a real big spoon or something.
Like a ladle?
A straw that cools it as it goes up so you don't melt your mouth off.
You know they have those bowls for kids to use for cereal, where it's a bowl but it has like the straw built into the side, so they can eat their cereal and then drink the milk with the straw that's at the bottom of the bowl. You could probably eat soup with one of those.
Yeah, because I don't like milk.
You don't have to have milk. That was not the point. The point was I've now fixed your problems 2 different ways, and you're still complaining about it. You can't please some people.
What was I looking up?
I have no idea.
Oh, but Chris slurps because he believes he's part Japanese, and it's you slurp your soup when you eat. Don't quote me on this.
I won't.
I'm an ignorant white man from America. I believe that, like, I'll Google it.
He slurps his soup because he believes he's Japanese. That's the most confusing statement.
That's what they do in Japan.
I don't know if that's true. lots of people who, it's a matter of, well, yeah. I wonder if Marty and Mickey are on. They could probably tell
Marty,
us.
I think, is still in Europe.
Don't tell people his location.
He's posting it on Facebook.
All right.
That's
Mickey's
how we
home.
know.
Mickey got home like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. We went to Red Dragon.
What?
She took my class at the gym.
Oh my God.
Making...
Why are you like stealing my client friends?
Because they're cool.
Yeah, I know. I only hang out with cool people. They would probably know if your Slurpee stuff is
Yeah,
alive.
so I just Googled it, and according to foodandnutrition.org, so
Oh, it's
great
.org. It
source.
must be legit.
It says for soup served in larger bowls, often containing noodles such as ramen, soba, or udon, use the spoon provided for the broth. When eating the noodles, slurp away. Loud slurping may be rude in the U.S., but in Japan it is considered rude not to slurp.
I'm not sure if that's accurate.
So whenever Chris slurps, I always go, "We're not in Japan,"
Well, that's one
because I don't like noise.
Or you could identify the problem and offer a solution.
Just smacking the bowl of soup out of his hand.
Well, that would be one way to make it stop.
But he also loves to slurp his tea, his hot tea.
No. Does he love to do it, or is he just not allowing it to cool off to a level where you don't have to slurp? Because the slurping kind of cools it. It, like, moves around the molecules.
I think he really just does it to irritate me.
There might be something to that.
Because everything is about me.
Yes. It's the Drew Show, folks. There would be tap dancing now if he wasn't so restrained.
A top hat game.
Alright, what else?
What else? What else? What else?
By the way, I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to verify this, but I do believe that we have the top #1 rated Facebook Live show right now.
I think so. I just got a text message from Tina in North Carolina, and she says I may have to temporarily block you so you can, if you can't stop with the live shenanigans. She's got stuff to do, and we are entertaining.
Well, she can put you on mute. She can you don't have to unfollow people. You can just take a pause or something. You can pause people.
I say this: close the app, close that window on your browser. Come back to it later this evening when you get home.
That's a good point.
And you will have hours of content just waiting right there in your lap. The great thing about this is it will live on Facebook. Facebook will take our information, sell it to someone else.
We've only been on Facebook 4 times today. I mean, how many notifications are these people getting? 4.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Is this your friend Tina or my friend Tina?
Do you know Tina?
I don't know. Oh, it was the text. That must be your. I thought you were reading comments again.
I haven't, but I can't. No,
Yeah.
that's Tina from North Carolina.
Okay. Well,
I believe she works in one of Lee Brown's offices.
interesting.
Muy interesante.
Yeah. Interesting.
So did you meet anyone yesterday that you had not met before that you were very excited that you met?
I was excited to meet Troy.
Troy from Knoxville?
Because he's my realtor. Also, who else did I? Oh my gosh, I met Kara yesterday. McDonald, is that right? Gosh darn it, I don't have her card in front of me, and I'm gonna feel bad if I mangled her last name. Kara is amazing, and she is an R market, and I had to go all the way to Knoxville to meet her, or Nashville rather, to meet her. She knows all
From
kinds
Loudoun
of
County?
stuff. Yes, from Loudoun County.
She's very nice.
Pruitt Title. I made the mistake of, for whatever reason, I thought that when she was introduced to me, they said she was at Highland Title. And so I was talking about an experience that I'd had with Highland Title, and it was the wrong company. And
And
felt,
she was like, okay.
yeah, she was super nice about it. I didn't realize until I looked at her card later, and then I felt like a jerk, and I felt really bad. So, Kara, if you see this, I'm really sorry. Anyway, but she was delightful.
She was.
And she knows all kinds of stuff about Instagram. And then she was also in that wrap-up session with Alyssa and Laura and Raziel. What? No. No.
You know
not
where I didn't
like
see
wakey, wakey.
Raziel? If you see this, you probably won't. But I didn't actually get to give you a hug yesterday. Sorry.
I didn't hug him either. Because I don't know him.
Oh. I've been to his home.
Oh, well, how nice for you. Maybe if people would, I don't know, introduce me like I asked them, then I wouldn't have this problem.
You asked me to introduce you to Raziel.
No, I asked you to introduce me to Troy.
Did I not do that?
No, you did not do that.
I was standing with him in line at the cheesery thing, grilled cheesery. Why didn't you just come say hello?
Because I couldn't get out of line.
I introduced you to Kenny Purcell.
No, he introduced himself to me.
Well, I was talking about you, and he said who? And I said Laura.
Why were you talking about me?
I said that we were driving back together. Yes, when we were flying. I was flying out. I said we were driving back.
Oh.
And he said, "You're the nicest person ever."
To you or to me?
To me.
Oh.
And I said,
It's because he hadn't met me yet.
"Yes, I am."
Of course you did. Yes, of course you did. That makes sense. He was very nice.
He is very nice.
So
And he has a tie line and a sock line.
we saw that.
I own one of his ties.
Kevin had one of the sock things.
I have a Mendenhall tie.
KPsocks.com?
Yeah.
Is that, oh look, let's promote that.
And kpties.com, I think.
Mhm.
Google Kenny Purcell ties or
So
socks.
if you go, I'm just curious, I don't know the answer to this. If you go to kpsocks.com and buy a pair of socks, does a portion of the proceeds go to RPAC? Is it like tied in? Or is it just like a personal endeavor aside from?
I don't know. Where did you hear this?
I didn't hear it, I'm asking the question.
I will look it up.
I just thought it was interesting and I wondered if it was somehow related. It may not be at all.
I don't think so.
You just never know till you ask. Anyway, he was very nice, and for whatever reason, kind of reminded me of Jim Cantori.
I can see it.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was somebody I didn't know before yesterday.
I don't think so. No.
No?
Well, let's see.
I mean, maybe indirectly,
No.
but not directly.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, where are we right now? Can you Google the map?
I think we are at exit
I think
374.
we're coming into Knoxville.
What? That means you can finally feed me.
Yes, food, yay! I wouldn't let Drew get any food at the Cracker Barrel. Because I wanted to stop at Maple Street Biscuit Company.
I mean,
Yep, this is Turkey Creek. We're gonna get off.
is this where we get off?
Well, this is, I think the biscuit place is actually the next one, but since you don't have the map pulled up and I know that we're at least in town. Okay, so go to the map and put in Maple Street Biscuit Company.
Maple Street Biscuit Company is 3.4 miles away.
Okay.
The next exit.
Okay. Well, see, that's kind of what I told you. So, over here in this... Drew! Good Lord.
Things I've learned about Laura, she does not like burping.
I don't mind if your body needs to expel some gas, but you can say, excuse me. He doesn't ever say, excuse me. He just makes these giant, obnoxious, loudmouth, open, wide burps. He doesn't even try to, like... He doesn't even try.
Just trying to stifle me as a human
I'm
being.
not trying to stifle anything. I'm trying to give you some manners. Your mother would appreciate, like, having some backup.
You know who also hates burps? My father. He always yells at me like you yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
I think that you are pointedly speaking at me.
Alright, is that a lane? Or is it going to end after I move
I think
over?
it takes you to the next exit,
Alright.
which we need to take.
We're taking it.
East toward Maryville.
Yeah.
We're going to Maryville.
No, we are not going to Maryville.
That's what it says.
Okay, but we're not.
That's what that sign says.
But it's wrong.
So, Knoxville.
Take exit 376, then keep right at the fork to continue on exit 376B.
Do you see these southern bowls they have at Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
That doesn't really look like a bowl.
My
It really looks
mother
like a plate.
had one of them.
What
And I
did
got
she
to
get?
Keep right at the fork to continue on exit 376B.
You got to what?
They have potatoes with
Right.
them, and then it's like kind of an eggs Benedict type of thing, but it's not really an eggs
Continue on
Benedict.
I-140 East for
I would
half
like
mile.
eggs Benedict.
But the potatoes are like, it's like they have
home
like
fries?
bell pepper, red pepper, bell
Mhm.
peppers in it, and it just
Didn't do
It's
it
not
for you?
right now. My mother didn't like them. She's like, tasty. I didn't like
In a
them.
quarter mile, take exit
Because, I mean, there's
48
nothing
US
better than, like, a
70
nice
70 East.
potato, like, fried in a skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
I
and
like them
crispy.
crispy.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know, so we went to, where did we go? Oh, we went to Virginia Beach the other day. And on the way out of town, I was
What were you doing in Virginia Beach?
getting kayaks.
Like one does.
We had friends who were moving, and they weren't going to move their kayaks with them. And they
Oh,
were
you
kind
didn't tell me
enough-
that. I
Yes.
just thought you drove to Virginia Beach to, like, go to some store to buy kayaks. I was
Well-
like, oh, they sell kayaks in Fredericksburg.
Our amazing, wonderful friends are relocating, and they were not going to relocate their kayaks, and so they were kind enough to sell
Why
them to us
not?
instead of strangers on the internet.
You're very weird about strangers.
Stranger danger, Drew.
Maybe you should just, like, introduce yourself to people and they will be strangers.
I do all the time. I talk to random people always. It's a thing.
Maybe that's your problem. Stop talking to everybody.
They love me. Why would I restrict the
What
amount
is
of
this
people
place?
that I can be
This
exposed
is
to?
Interessante.
We did not go there. I don't know. But I think it's up here on the right. And next door is this super old building that apparently is now a chiropractor's office or some sort of holistic wellness. But it used to be like a Civil War hospital or something. And it was really neat.
Should we have an entire Facebook Live about the Civil War?
Well, you're going to be kind of like holding your own on that one. Because I can tell you that it happened.
Well, nothing would make my father happier.
Than to do an entire Facebook Live on the Civil War.
Yeah.
Is that's there's nothing civil about it. The War of Northern Aggression, is that the one? Yeah. We threw that in there for you, Lee. Just in case you see this.
The South will rise again.
Maybe. Maybe we can just all get along.
No.
It would be kind of nice if nobody had to rise and everybody could just like truck along together.
That's not how the world works.
It could be.
I mean, it could be, but the internet.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can restrict the internet access to something. No, because that's a little too socialist. I don't know.
Isn't the FCC about to do that?
No, they passed that legislation last year
What?
with the net neutrality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that going into
Did
effect?
you see the great big change that happened?
I'm an idiot. I think I've said that like twice already.
Keep going. So, no, there are definitely downsides to the decisions that they've been making, but right now,
Are we surprised?
No, kind of downfall of society sort of stuff. But what are you gonna do? Something smells good here.
Chick-fil-A?
It doesn't. Well, that's where we are, but it doesn't. Oh, that was where I was going with that story. We went to Virginia Beach, and it was early in the morning. On the way out, we ran in to drove through to grab some breakfast, and we took the kids to Chick-fil-A, and they have bowls now. And my son was super excited, and so and it's like potatoes and eggs and not potatoes, but like the hash browns, and little chicken pieces and cheese. And so he was excited, and he got one, and then he was very sad and disappointed because there was no gravy in it.
And that he didn't get chicken minis, the like single greatest thing ever to be
I'm
created
not
in the
sure if
world.
chicken minis are the single greatest thing ever.
I need you to get out of your car, and I will continue driving it home.
Frankly, you obviously haven't been to Maple Street Biscuit Company, so you don't have enough information to solidly proclaim.
Now, if we're going to talk
anything.
about biscuits compared to a yeast roll, not the same thing.
It's not the same. Biscuits are far superior to a yeast roll.
In a quarter mile, your destination
Guineas.
will be on the right.
Horses.
Did you see the guineas?
Yeah, you're gonna make the horsey sound while we pass them?
No.
No.
Nay.
Yeah.
What do horses eat? Hey! I think it's a gay horse specifically.
It is a gay horse, honey. Yeah.
But
That's alright. That's alright.
there's a CrossFit gym, a comic book store,
Yeah, it's all kinds
a
of
Home
good stuff.
Depot,
Yeah,
patio
look
store.
at how bright and green and beautiful it is here.
Oh, look at that, dogwood has bloomed. I don't think ours have bloomed at home, have they?
Not the last I saw. There it is, right there.
The bed mattress store?
No, not the bed
Your
and mattress
destination is
store.
on the right.
The biscuit store. All right. So we should wrap up this Facebook Live
Because we gotta have a
because we got to get some biscuits.
biscuit.
They have the cutest marketing. I don't know what it is about biscuit stores, but they do such a good job with their marketing. Like, just makes me want to move in and
Eat biscuits all the
eat
time.
all the biscuits. All right, let's see if we can.
Troy,
Oh, look,
I
we
think
get
we
the
talked
first
about
one.
this. You need to go to the Maple Street Biscuit Company.
Is he on? Or are you just talking out loud?
I was talking out loud.
Good Lord, Drew. Okay.
Because
hold
we
on.
discussed this yesterday.
Let me, now that we're stopped, basically, let me turn this around. Can I turn it around while I'm
Yeah.
on it?
Uh-huh.
How? Doesn't seem to be turning around. Oh, there it is. It's that little button. Look at this. There it is right there. Maple Street Biscuit Company. And that is the building that is a chiropractor wellness office, but used to be a Civil War hospital or something. But that is the place with the yummiest biscuits. And you'll have to see their, what do you call it? You'll have to see their menu or whatever.
Menu or whatever. I
so-
can't wait.
Well, I think I'm gonna get chicken and waffles, but here they call it a Bam Yo-Yo, I think. But it's ridiculously good. And their store manager is, they call him a community something.
Do you want to continue parking? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're just,
I'll-
like in the middle of the parking lot.
I was trying to remember things to tell you. We'll go in and it'll be fine. Anyway, we'll catch up with you guys later. Say goodbye. Say nicely.
Bye.
That's not what I meant.
Goodbye.
Thank you.